Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the FC's Football channel. And we have the Let's Talk Manchester United 2, Sheriff Tiraspol 0. Now, I don't want to sit here for ages. It was one of those games, weren't it, where we did the job. You go to these sort of games and it's a non-negotiable. You have to win it. And we did that. Was the performance great? To me, no. I was actually fairly disappointed with the performance. You look at the goals we scored today. Jadon Sancho's is great, but we've scored a penalty. And then we didn't score in the second half. To me, against Sheriff Tiraspol, that's not good enough. To me, in this game, you should be scoring 3 or 4. And really dominating the proceedings and kind of hoping that they're hanging on. And I don't think that was really the case. I don't think this was as much of a convincing performance as I would have liked and as we really should have seen. I think you even look at Manchester City in some of their Premier League games against top oppositions. They will dominate that game. They will absolutely pepper a defence all game long. And that's the type of performance I expected from Manchester United today. And I expect of Manchester United in these sort of games, against these sorts of oppositions. And we didn't really get that. And I think that was really, really disappointing. And I think if we played like that against Manchester City, which looks like it's going to be our next game, we would get beaten. And I think we'd be beaten fairly comfortably. I think we got away with a bit today because of the lack of quality of Sheriff. The amount of times where they've just done a wasteful shot or a pass hasn't been good enough because they're simply not good enough players was too much for me. I think we got away with one slightly today. That being said, look, we won the game. We were the better team, just about. We deserve to win the game. But I just think a little bit troubling for me. A little bit troubling for the long-term future. But look, like I said, I don't want to sit here for ages. We've all got better things to be doing. With the Europa League, the Conference League is about to go on. So we'll keep it quick. We'll go through the player ratings. Remember, a 6 is average, 5 is slightly below average, 7 is above average, 8's good, 9's great, 10 is perfect, essentially. Obviously, a 4 is bad, 2, a 3, no. Yeah, so 5's below average, 4 is poor, 5 is bad, well, 3 is bad, 2 is dreadful, or really bad, 1's dreadful / horrific. Right, so David De Gea in number 1. He gets a 6. I like to give him I'll give him a 7 because he kept the clean sheet. He was all right. He had nothing really to do. I can't think of a single thing really that had any sort of trouble to him. He got his clean sheet, so he gets a 6. Dalot, I'm going to give him a 5. Just generally, I thought he was quite underwhelming. Malassi, I don't think was much better. I think he probably just a 6. Alongside the other 2 centre-backs, which I think both were 6s. I'm going to give Lisandro Martinez a 7. I thought he was one of our better players, Lisandro Martinez. I just think I think we were average today, really. The defence never really had much to do. I think going forward, Dalot didn't really offer much. He won the penalty, I guess. So because of that, I'll give him a 6. Dalot can have a 6. He won the penalty after all. Hold on. So it was De Gea 7. 6. 6. 7. 6. Varane 6. He was alright again. Didn't really have much to do. What he did do, he did quite well on the ball. He was alright. He was average. Lisandro Martinez on the ball. He's better than Varane. He showed it. He's passing through the line. Some of them over the top balls were fantastic. I think Lisandro Martinez today was very, very good. 7. Tiro Malacia, again, a little bit underwhelming. Not great, not awful. An average 6. He was an average performance from him today. He was okay. McTominay, probably an average 6. He weren't bad, weren't great. But the thing is with McTominay is McTominay as a player isn't good. Isn't good enough. So an average McTominay performance still isn't at the level of a Casemiro average performance. And that's kind of the difference. If you're ranking McTominay on the levels of a Casemiro, then he's lower than a 6. But for McTominay, he was 6, maybe a 5. I'm going to give him a 5. He came off, and there was a reason for that, wasn't there? Really, at the end of the day. Eriksen, I'm going to give a 7 to. I thought he was really good again in midfield. He's such a classy player. Great player on the ball. Works the lines really well. Can pass through it so well. Good on the ball. He's always open for a pass. The fact we got this guy on a free is so good. And the fact, look, Christian Eriksen isn't used to playing this slightly deeper role in midfield. He's used to playing more advanced in that Bruno Fernandes role. But he's playing it so well for Manchester United. I don't have one thing to complain about Christian Eriksen. He gets a 7 and deserves it. Anthony will get a 6. I think Sancho can get a 7. Six, 7. Yeah, Anthony White, I just thought, didn't really get on him on the ball enough. When he did get the ball, he weren't particularly dangerous, I should say. A few good things here and there, but in general, not enough for me to push him up from a 6, so he gets a 6. Sancho got his goal, but I thought he was somewhat similar. A little bit more promising for me, but not loads more. He gets a 7 because he scored a goal, essentially. Bruno, I thought he was quite poor today, really. Didn't get on the ball as much as we were like, especially for his kind of quality. I thought he was fairly poor. He gets a 4, and so does Ronaldo, you know. He got his goal, Ronaldo, but apart from that, I don't think Ronaldo offered much. When he did drop deep, I didn't think he was great. He offered next to nothing going forward. I just don't think Ronaldo in this team, in this sort of system, is good enough for Manchester United anymore. And look, I don't like to say that because what Cristiano Ronaldo was and the excitement I had when Cristiano Ronaldo joined Manchester United again was high. He's just not that player anymore, unfortunately. And at 37, you can't blame him for that. Old age has hit him. And there's only so much you can do to stop old age. This sort of team and this sort of system isn't right for Cristiano Ronaldo, or at least it's not. He has to adapt to it. But what Cristiano Ronaldo is at this current second is not in tune with what Manchester United want and need from that number 9. I think someone like an Anthony Martial is, but not Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's why I think he's played poor again. I thought he was poor against Sociedad. Every time he comes on and plays, generally I think he's quite poor. 4 for Cristiano Ronaldo. Then off the bench, Maguire, he gets a 6. Casemiro, I'm going to give a 7 to. I like Casemiro off the bench today. I thought he was quite good. Let me change the pen colour. Not that you can see it. Maguire, average 6. Casemiro gets a 7. Alanga, didn't play long enough, 6. Shaw also gets a 6. And they're the only subs that came on. And then for Ten Hag, I'm going to give Ten Hag a 5. A 5 for Ten Hag. For me today, I don't think we played great. Subs could have came a slightly bit earlier. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen Alanga come earlier on. Maguire, I thought was a weird sub. We had one more sub left I would have used just to get kind of one of the young... Oh, no, Garnacho. We did bring Garnacho on. He gets a 6 as well. Yeah, I would have liked to see the subs come on a bit earlier. Garnacho, Elanga could have come on earlier. I thought Maguire and Shaw, especially Maguire, it's just what was the point of that? Bring on a Zidane Iqbal for me in that deeper role for Eriksen. Because right now we've only got Eriksen that can play there. If Zidane Iqbal can prove, well, further prove that he can play that position for the first team, that would have been great. We didn't see that, so he gets a 5. We won the game at the end of the day. I just thought it was an underwhelming performance in general from Manchester United. And because of that, you're not going to see loads of high ratings. And against a team like Sheriff, look, I expected more. And obviously Ten Hag is a big part of that. But yeah, that is going to be it from me today. It was a quick one. Obviously, I know the other Europa League and Champions and Conference League games are kicking off now. So I wanted to make this one quick. So you guys go watch that. Obviously, we go on to our next game, which I'm not actually sure when that is. We obviously have an international break coming up. Our game against Leeds on the weekend has been postponed. So our next game is actually on the 2nd of October, sorry. And that's against Manchester City on the 2nd. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you all in that game. Before then, we're going to have a preview. We're going to have a Premier League preview as well for this week's fixtures. Actually come out hopefully tomorrow, but I can't guarantee it. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.